And after we wrote, it was Never Forget You that we wrote. And I was just like, this shit's easy. I was like, this is what it's like writing songs. Hi, I'm Zara Larsson, and this is Friends Like These for MNEK Magazine.
Hello, I'm MNEK, and this is Friends Like These for MNEK Magazine.
I remember very well when we first met, first time.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
I do remember when we first met. It was March 2015. It was. It was March 2015 in LA.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, and astronomy in this tiny studio moment. And you would come with your mum.
Yeah.
And like it was the first time, like I didn't even know the session was happening until like the night before. So I was like, cool, I've heard of you, I've heard Uncover, and I saw the Bad Boys video I remember watching. And yeah, met you. We wrote this song in literally 2 hours.
Real quick, because I was so nervous before meeting you because it was my first session ever. It was like, and astronomy's first session ever, wasn't it?
I think it was astronomy's like first
writing.
I don't know the astronomy thing because I think like because I had worked with him before.
Oh,
and I guess maybe these are his first sessions in LA, you know, that kind of vibe.
Got you. Well, it was a first for me, I remember. And after we wrote, it was Never Forget You that we wrote. And I was just like, this shit's easy. I was like, this is what it's like writing songs. But also, because you really took like, I felt you took charge of this session anyway, because you produced the track and you were like, and I remember you were like, what about this? And then you just hit us with the verse, like, like 5 minutes in. And I was just like, oh my God, okay, here we go. Like, it was just so smooth. And I know you now, but I didn't know you back then. And I didn't know you were you're very creative and you're very fast. And you just like, okay, you know what? I got this idea. And it happens to be a full song. And I just thought of it like 2 minutes. What do you think about this? And I'm like, that's great. Like, it's done. It was insane. So I couldn't have asked for a better first session.
And that was a fun day. And you know what was so crazy? Because once we got the song done, we were both like, oh, this is like so exciting. We love this song. And like we had your demo version that we recorded on the day.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the UK and I was like, you know, I wouldn't be mad if I sang this song, you know. It's like a pretty decent tune because it's a bit of a banger.
It is.
So I did it. My label were gassed. They were like, let's go. Let's release this tune, period.
And I was like, hold up.
You were like,
this is my song.
I don't know what you're doing. That's cute, but that's cute, but this is my song, you said.
And it worked out so well. I think we both just add like our own different flavor to it. And like together, it sounds so nice because obviously we have very different voices.
Yeah.
Them coming together, it's just like, ooh, it's so soothing to my ear, honestly.
I still love that song. And like, I have like so many memories of us performing the song and me coming to Sweden and, you know, us even when we were doing it in America and like all of that stuff. It was like, so I've always enjoyed like doing this song with you, like especially after we just got to know each other and after we were doing promo together and stuff.
Yeah.
I know that I texted you when Love Me Land came out because when I heard it, I was like, right, this bitch has done it again. Let's call her. All right, let's see what's going on. And So like, okay, so how did that song come about? Like, because it's you, it's Julia, it's Justin, it's Jason. So what was that? Where's the origin of that?
We were and also when I got your message, I was like, period. Because I know also the voice note you sent me, I really got happy that you said that, because I really like your taste in music. And when you say like something's fire, I really take that to heart. I got really excited and happy that you wrote that. And we were today. It was the last day before everything shut down completely. So it was kind of like a weird atmosphere. Like everyone was like, what's going on? Like, what's going to happen? Is everything going to shut down? Like, what is this vibe? Like, what is going on in the world?
Sure.
But also, I was in a completely different little bubble of my own, because I was super, super in love. And Julia and Justin and I, we had a few days together, and I was just not shut up about this guy. I was like, I love him. Like, should I tell him I love him? Like, I don't know. Like, oh. And they were like, let's write a song about it. Let's write a song about that feeling of being in your own world, like your own universe. Because, you know, you don't need to sleep, you don't need to eat, you don't need to do anything. You just think about this person, and that like gets you through the day.
Yeah.
Usually. So it was also after you might have had a breakup, and you might feel like, well, I'm done, I'm over it, I don't want to do it anymore, it's not worth it. And then you meet someone that you really fall in love with, and you're like, maybe it is worth it. Maybe all of these feelings that I'm feeling are worth everything.
Yeah.
You might be really sad. Like, I always think now, I saw a meme like the other day, and it was like, when you realize the person you're dating might be like the person you marry or your biggest heartbreak ever. And I'm 22, but I really feel that way. Like, I'm like, he's so perfect. So it was just about that. It was just about daring to take that step of like, you know what? I'm ready to feel love again. I'm ready to be loved, and I'm ready to give love. And I'm in love Milan, which is like in here or in your heart. Not so much a physical place. Everyone's like, what is it? Is it an amusement park? It's more like, like what's going on.
It's a space.
Yeah, for sure. So that was really fun to write about. But it's not like a cheesy love song. Like I said, it has like the sass. It has the
beat.
The beat, like it's sexy still, but very positive and fun. Because usually most of my songs that I tend to write are like I do find it really easy to write about that feeling of attraction. Like basically like, you want to fuck? Like that's what I want to write about. Mm-hmm. And just to get that energy into the pop song, I thought it was really nice.
With my current track, with Head and Heart, like that was a song that actually got sent to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mad.
You like that?
So I did write on it in the end.
Yeah.
But like, I got sent it basically like mostly like finished. And Joel Corey had sent it to me, and he was like, this needs an extra section. Yeah. I'd love you to sing on it.
Because it definitely sounds like an MNEK song.
So this is the thing. I listened to it and I was like, I mean, it doesn't sound like a million miles away from something I would do. And like, I really liked it. So it was, and I guess it's kind of similar. It's actually quite similar to Love Me Land in that, you're coming to terms with the fact that you're in love. Like you're coming to terms with the fact that you're really attracted to someone. Yeah. And like that aha moment. So, and I like the way that it's been articulated. And so me and my flatmate wrote the pre to the song and like recorded it in his bedroom, and then that's what became the record, and now we're here with it.
Because also that's like fun also when like everybody knows, at least the people in like the industry, that you can really write, you know what I mean? You can write, you can produce, you can sing, but also to not be too proud of not taking other people's songs when you like them. Like, yeah. How I've been feeling, like I have songs that of course I'm like, I wish I started this, but also like Lush Life, for example, I didn't write a line on that song, which is kind of sad, but also it's one of my biggest songs.
Yeah.
And it's like what helped me get to a point. Of course, you're on it. You're like one of the creators of the song. But just to not feel like, no, I don't want to listen to it. Like, I'm going to make my own thing and no one's going to be part of that. Like, to just, I don't know, allow other creative forces to like be something. I love it. I think it's such a tune. It's like stupid.
Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
I mean, I personally, from my track, one of my favorites that I have is Ain't My Fault. And like, we did that together too. And that was a sassy ass record before we changed it. It still is.
Babe, don't get me started. Listen, don't get me started on Ain't My Fault, because I will go on and on and on about it, all right? Ain't My Fault. For everyone listening, this is a classic case of we write a song and we say, let's change the lyrics to it because A, B, C, D, F, G. Now, what we was writing about initially was like, ain't my fault your man's calling my phone. Ain't my fault. You know, it was a whole bunch of sass.
At home, it was about like, I basically stole your man and I don't give a fuck. And you should just get back.
Work on that. You should work on that.
Right, exactly. I mean, but then I also felt like I can't say that. Like, I wouldn't say that to anyone. But it would have been like iconic.
It would have been fucking slay. But I think I was just like a bratty teenager who was just like, you know, it would be sick if she was just talking like raggo on this track.
But I think for me, like one of your songs that I absolutely love is Correct. Like, the attitude. And just, I don't know, it makes me feel like I am that bitch when I listen to it. It doesn't matter in what situation. It's just like,
look at the material.
Don't even with me. You gotta come correct. I just love it. I think it's so smart, and it's very fun, and I feel like it's very you.
My favorite song of yours that we haven't done is because I actually really loved Lush Life, and I thought that was a brilliant like pop song. And when I remember you coming into the studio to record the vocals for Never Forget You, and you showed me the Lush Life video, and you said, okay, so this is coming out before Never Forget You, and I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, really? Like, we're doing this? Like, this is huge. This is such an incredible song.
I thought first time I heard it, like we had one of those like camps, you know?
Yeah.
A bunch of writers. So I was around and about, but I wasn't in the studio when they wrote it. And then they played it at the end of the week, played all the songs, and that song was like, ding, 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 this is the one. Like, you just feel it. Do you sing karaoke?
I love karaoke. I mean, I think everyone around me is like,
no.
Well, see, no, I would sing Mariah, you know, like that's just.
I'd say if you said no to her, it's a Mariah song. No.
I have sung Janet at karaoke. The last time I did karaoke, I did sing Janet Jackson, I Get So Lonely.
Okay.
And like that song and that Velvet Rope album was moments like yeah. And that was actually, I think, like the last time that we saw each other when I was in LA.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Like when I threw that party at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. Very good. What's your karaoke moment?
It's either, I think since, what the fuck is it called? A Star Is Born came out.
Shallow.
That is so good. It's such a good karaoke song.
Yeah.
Before that, it was probably like some classic Party in the USA, Living on a Prayer.
Right.
Some Alicia Keys, like No One.
Yep.
Yeah, one of those three. But it's fun when, like, why I love Party in the USA is because it's not necessarily a song I would listen to. I don't think, like, nowadays, I don't know how many people actively listen to it, like, on a day-to-day basis.
Sure.
When you put it on, everybody knows it. Like, it's a classic.
It's a brilliant song.
It really gets people going. Well, I think I kind of know who your favorite artists are. Is it Janet and Mariah?
Maybe. No, I love them.
They're morphed faces together.
Yes, I have the picture in my studio of them morphed faces. I actually got, you were there when I got it for my birthday.
Yeah, your friend gave it to you.
Yeah, no, my manager came in and she was like, this is like presented to you from Warner Chapel. They're like, here's your 21st birthday present. Like, very good. It was very cute, but I also feel like it's just one of the things where it's like when you get a big hit, I never forget you. They're like happy to give you nice presents. I'm like, cool, have that.
Well, mine is Beyonce, surprise, surprise, and it's been Beyonce since, I think her, like, when I really, really got into Beyonce was, excuse me, when she did her B-Day album, which was kind of like a visual album, because I remember getting that CD and it also had a DVD. So it was kind of like videos to pretty much all of the songs. And that's what I was like, oh my God, like, bangers on bangers on bangers on bangers on bangers. And kind of the same thing with Rihanna. And now she kind of reached more of like an icon status because she is so giving with music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you letting us starve this way? But it also makes you want, like, appreciate what she's done earlier because she's iconic, you know?
That there was a point in time where she was releasing an album like every year, and now that's not the case, and we're gasping for it.
Yeah, true.
I'm really waiting for the next Rihanna album because she's just killing it every other way.
I heard it's a reggae album.
Yeah, I think that's the word on the street in the tweet. So,
and I would love that. Oh, can you imagine? What motivates you as a musician? Like, what gets you up and to the studio?
What motivates me? I think what motivates me is, like, you know, just the fact that I get to do this for a living is I'm very grateful for, and I really try not to take for granted. Yeah. Like, it's very easy to do because I've been doing it for like almost half my life. So it's kind of all I've known for a big chunk. And it's the same for you, but like, so it's kind of like, I am motivated when I get to work with people who are great vocalists and who, you know, are excited about making music as well. And, you know, and also trust me to have input and or have a say in it. Cause like, kind of like we were saying, like I sometimes get insecure about the fact that I can like spearhead a session or really like be like the like all the ideas and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm always wary. I'm always like, I don't want to.
Rare, and you should be proud about that.
I know, but I'm always like, I understand like how dynamics work. Some people are really comfortable with that and totally chill with me, like having that input. Yeah. But then I'm always about the team effort, and I'm always about, you know, being a part of the puzzle that makes this like work.
Then maybe it would have been different if you were like, so here's my idea and this is what we're gonna do. And someone else would be like, what if we do this? And you're like, no.
Right, to be fair.
Like, I don't feel like you're like that.
You know I guess I'm not, but yeah, I guess it's true. It's a difference.
Yeah, it really, really is. What inspires me to do music? I mean, it's so many different things that you could be inspired by. Like, for me, writing songs isn't at least not now, because I don't feel that good at it. Like when I walk into a studio with professional writers, I'm like, I'm obviously not on your level, but I write songs and I really want to be a part of songs. And I do feel like I add some of my personality to the songs that I later on want to perform on stage. Like
Totally.
that, like to perform on stage. So, but also I've always had this like thing of entertaining other people, like being there for others' entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, am I doing it for myself or because I think other people will like it? And then I really have to stop myself in the tracks. But at least I can proudly say, like, I really like what I've done and I really like what I released. And I'm proud over, you know, my songs. But it's such a strange, like, I've been thinking about this more and more, especially in this pandemic, like when you can't perform and stuff. And like, it is kind of a weird life to live, to be an artist and to always have like your life as a spectacle in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now you can also be, of course, you can only perform your songs, but there's so much like around it, which is also kind of the nice thing, like to connect with people on social media, to connect with people, like to go and do this, to go and do promo, to travel. Like there's so many layers to being an artist.
Yeah.
And doing music that it's just not one thing. And I think sometimes that scares me, but I think that's what I like about it in a way.
For me, I feel you in that way about finding the balance between what is for you, what is for everyone else. And, you know, like performing or making music is a service job in a lot of ways. But then like the root of it comes from you just enjoying it.
Yeah.
And times like this do bring you back to a humbling spot where you're like, okay, like I'm here today. I've got this day and it's all I have. And what am I going to be spending it doing? And am I going to be happy or am I going to be a slave to the system?
Yeah.
And like for a while, I was so obsessed about being a pop star. And ironically, like the time I'm least obsessed about being a pop star, I have a #1 record in the country. So it's like you can't even make it up. You can't even make it up.
No,
so
it's true.
Here we are.
Whatever happens, happens. Because also sometimes I'm like, some of my songs, I'm like, I wish that would have got more recognition. Or even on Love Me Land, I'm like, you guys are sleeping on this. Like, what? Hello? Like, that's just the life of music. And then the next thing you put out, hopefully, you know, people like. But also, I think that is what's in hard balance. Because, of course, I do music for other people to listen. If I just did it for myself, I wouldn't release anything. I would just be happy, like, singing it in my parents' basement. Like, yeah, you know, but I do want other people to connect with my music. And I do want to be, like, a mainstream pop star artist. I want to have, like, a big crowd. I want to have big numbers. And then, like you say, this is such an humbling time to, like, but what is it actually about? Like, it's actually just the fact that I love music and that I really like to create and that I like to be proud over the things I do, because I am.
Yeah, as you should be, baby.
Yeah, thank you.
You a motherfucking star.